What can drones be used for in agriculture? Isn't it about plugging fields and planting seeds? Not quite so. The next big thing for the agriculture sector of India is the usage of the Krishi drones. From crop assessment to digitalization of land records, drones can be used for a lot of more activities than just that. Agri Infra Fund recently approved the first ever drone loan for a Kisan drone made by Garuda Aerospace. CEO Agnishwar Jayprakash, in an exclusive conversation with PBNS, tells us how this is going to push Garuda in its aim to manufacture more Kisan drones and also help the agri infra ecosystem be better.
Garuda Aerospace has always been Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, Jai Hind. So it has been serving the country. We are serving our farmers as well as our Jawans who have been protecting us and who have also been feeding us. One of the biggest great news of Garuda Aerospace in the last couple of months has, of course, been the AIF giving out the first ever drone loan, the Kisan drone loan to Garuda Aerospace's service provider. And, this is going to be a very revolutionary change because especially in the agricultural sector, a lot of farm equipments are heavily subsidized and they're always provided loans. And this alleviates the risk of any service provider or a farmer who intends to purchase this drone, where they will not have to spend money out of their own pocket. They will have an option of a financial institution providing them the upfront money, and they'll also have the government coming in partially subsidizing or fully subsidizing the farm asset. So now that the government has moved to a very progressive policy of providing both Kisan drone loan as well as anywhere between 40 to 100% subsidy for these Kisan drones, this is a very, very welcome sign. And we hope to, in fact, manufacture and sell over 25,000 Kisan drones manufactured by Garuda Aerospace, made in India in the next 10 to 12 months. And our focus has been to not just manufacture these drones in India, but also add layers of artificial intelligence, machine learning, 5G enabled capabilities, so that there is a lot of deep data tech analysis that can be done, and where we can provide agri advisory services back to the farmers, where they can be advised on how better that they can do farming in a smart way, in a precise way, where it can help in terms of yield productivity. It can help in terms of understanding the nuances of what sort of diseases and what sort of solutions must be provided in order to tackle these diseases. Like a human body has several diseases that we suffer from. Similar as crops, they suffer from so many diseases, and crop loss contributes to 30 to 35% of India in Indian agricultural ecosystem. So if we are able to cut that down even by 5 or 10%, this can add to a significant amount to the Indian farming ecosystem GDP, because India is still in its villages. 60 to 65% of our country is still in rural India, and their primary mode of living and occupation is agriculture. So we believe that the drones that we are deploying, the Kisan drones, are not just for spraying or data capturing. It is a supercomputer on wings, and we are very excited that the government has enabled such progressive policies for us to create a new green revolution in our country. Today, if you look at the Kisan drone, many people think that it is expensive, but one of the biggest concepts that people need to realize that it saves in terms of 70% the amount of pesticide that is being used in traditional methods, 80% the less amount of water is being utilized, and over a large period of time, the efficiency, the time that is being saved, we have encountered over 26 to 27% increase in food crop productivity and yield of farmers. Now, and we are offering the services at 300 to 400 rupees, which is equivalent to the services that they are enlisting from, let's say, backpack sprayers or tractor sprayers. Only thing that the drone is much more faster, it is more agile, it is able to cover a large amount of distance in a short amount of time, which is very essential, especially in crop cycles where the disease does not give you any downtime. Pest or rodent or a fungus or a bacteria spreads very quickly, and if not tended to quickly, the farmer ends up risking the entire harvest season because of lack of adopting this new technology. So apart from this, one must also realize that the government has provided agricultural drone loans for drone buyers, but they have also subsidized drone-based spraying, and they are offering anywhere between 3,000 to 3,400 rupees per hectare or 1,600 rupees per acre of subsidy, which government is giving for the technology to be adopted widely. So I believe that from a cost perspective, it is very well proven, and the government is doing that only to ensure that there is wide scale adoption of this technology, because they too realize how best this innovation is compared to other existing products and services that are out there. But we believe that now that Mahendra Singh Dhoni, who has joined in as our brand ambassador, who is a perfect exemplar of a rural youth success story. He's not just our brand ambassador, but he's also a shareholder in our company. So we believe that his words and the ads that carry the benefits of this Kisan drone spraying will become a very, very huge mover in the needle, and in terms of the awareness that is going to be created in rural India. We believe that is going to have a tremendous impact. We are also planning on a lot of awareness and outdoor activities, traveling across, creating a drone yatra, traveling toward all the 775 districts in India, and showcasing this in schools and in colleges, as well as in FPO, FPC and ICAR run bodies. We want a lot of farmers and associations, service providers to get to know that benefits of this drone based spraying, and we believe very firmly that that will be created in the next 6 to 8 months time. So what's happened is that the common misconceptions are very always hard narratives to break. That drones are initially, it was thought that it can be utilized only in marriage events and in sporting events, etc. But it is definitely not the case, right? So we have broken that stereotype that drones can be utilized for a variety of different applications. When it comes to the complexity of these drones, this is exactly why Garuda Aerospace, apart from having Kisan drones, we are also a licensed RPTO. Which is a remote pilot training organization. We run training modules which are very, very easy. I can teach you both how to fly a drone in between 5 to 7 days. In fact, you can relax in the field and set certain parameters, and the drone will be able to fly on its own. So that is the manner in which the innovation has transcended. Today, we are talking about self-driving cars, but there is already the self-driving autopilot drone option that is there in the Garuda Kisan drone, which makes it very, very easy for anybody to pick it up and start flying. So a lot of the parameters of what height it should fly, what speed it should fly, what is the dilution ratio, the nozzle pressure and the pumps pressure that should be there is already inbuilt onto the drone. And that is where the tons and tons of the field pilot projects that we have done, along with over 300 KVKs, working along with several KVKs over the last 2.5 to 3 years, and senior ICAR scientists has helped, because they have given us a blueprint of what works well, and we are loaded that all into the drone, and which has made it a lot more advanced than any other drone in the market today. And they say that when you learn how to drive in India, you can drive anywhere in the world. Very similar is the drone flying in India. If you can fly and you can operate a business in India, you can do that exceptionally well throughout the world, because India is a very diverse country with multiple different crops, multiple different diseases, different types of solutions and fertilizers and pesticides for tackling those problems that you face on the field. So we have a very, very good SOP of all of those throughout the country. And in fact, our drones have gotten such a standard and credibility that over 12,000 of our agricultural drones have been requested in Malaysia, in Africa, Panama, and South America. So we believe that we have a very, very good technology, and it is consistently learning so that it will make it much more easier for the end user to use.
Okay, Agnishwar ji, if you could elaborate on the last part that you just spoke about, which is taking made in India drones in the outside world, which is other developing countries. India is a super growing developing country, and we have the Kisan drones. What are the plans that we can take it abroad also, the made in India products in other developing nations?
Yes, because see, what's happening is, from the information security perspective, people are shying away from Chinese drones, and also there is a price sensitive attitude when it comes to a lot of these developing countries. Similar drones of this nature, which are advanced in US, Australia, UK, and Europe, anywhere in the Europe and the Western world, in Israel as well. They come at a very high cost, and it is not very affordable. It is about understanding the price point, and what has happened in India is that because we developed this technology primed towards the Indian agricultural ecosystem, what we wanted to do was keep it in a very affordable range of anywhere between 4 to 5 lakh rupees and not more, because even the loans as well as the subsidies are in that area. So what's happening is that this is a very attractive price for a lot of these developing countries as well. And because of the information security issue of Chinese drones, that the data might be captured and being sent to Chinese servers, we always observe the law of the land and ensure that data security is ensured. And that transparency is one of the major reasons, coupled with the diversity and the advanced software and firmware that we have developed in India, are two major reasons why all of these demand and intents from a lot of the Southeast Asian, African, and South American countries have come forward.
Garuda Aerospace is developing advanced version of seeding drones. But how are they related to environment conservation?
From the design perspective, it is very similar because it carries a similar amount of weight. From the flying and the stability perspective, it is carrying a payload. So the aerodynamics and the manner in which the flight controllers and every bit of the technicality is designed is the same. The only difference is in terms of the payload, wherein when we have the nozzle and the sprayer tank for pesticide spraying drones, the seeder drone is equipped with more so of a contraption which can shoot down the seeds so that there is enough amount of penetration in the soil. We are not wanting just a dropping, we are wanting it to be in fact a seed shooting, so that there is a success rate is a lot higher if the seed balls are penetrating the ground level and it is not merely kept on the surface. One of the things that we have succeeded in doing is completing over 75,000 seed plantations, and we announced that during the Independence Day, because from Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, 75th years of independence, we believe that 75,000 was a great feat achieved. And I think that from an ESG and a carbon credit perspective, and looking towards making our environment a better place, than countering climate change and so many of these environmental challenges that we are facing today, I believe that the seeding drone is going to come in very handy for repopulating our forests and enforcing reforestation rather than deforestation. And I think that Garuda Aerospace has been in the cutting edge of developing the advanced version of the seeding drone. We call it the Vrikshvahan drone, wherein we are wanting to plant as many saplings as possible, partnering with Rotary, Lions, and all of these NGOs and the forest departments to ensure that we keep complaining about the rise in the temperature, incandescent rainfall, sudden floods, or droughts or famine. So all of these are the results of less number of trees and systematic disintegration of our forests. So I think it is up to us to make this entire revolution again happen. It is time for us to be the change, and not just depend on others to make powerful actions. It is up to us to become the change that we want to see in our world. So I believe that in the form of technology, one can make a lot more progressive step towards being a change maker. And I think a lot more youngsters are following in our footsteps in trying to utilize emerging technologies to make a positive change in the environment.
Thank you for watching. Stay tuned with PBNS to catch all upcoming developments in the agriculture sector of India.